Hi everyone, Cheryl here today with KaDoodlebug Designs, and today we're going to be working with the Cutie KaToodles Batty for Candy. Isn't she just super cute? I just love the little bats. They're so sweet. So this one came in a set of 2, and then it came with the title and a little cupcake. The other one's darling. I'll probably have to do the other one maybe next week, but this one I just thought was super cute. So anyways, the first thing I did was I made this one about 3 inches by 3 inches high. If you're using Design Space, you can size the box with all the pieces in it. You can size that 6.1 by 6.96. I do have videos showing how to do that if you're needing help with that and you're new to Cricut or paper piecing. So the next thing I do is once all my pieces are cut, I separate them on the tray to make it easier for myself. That way putting it together just makes it pretty easy because you can see where all the pieces are. So we know we have the head here and the face and the nose and the ears and the eyes, the wings, you know, the feet and the toes, and then all the little cupcake pieces I kind of put off to the side. So one easy way when you're pulling your pieces off of the mat, you could even bring them in like that. So you could put all your body pieces together, you know, your head pieces together, your eyes, and, you know, all in one little section. And I'll do that a lot of times as well, especially if there's a lot of pieces. So for the colors here, I basically just pulled the colors that I had in my file system. I keep a little file system for all my Cricut cutting. And so that's kind of where I pulled all these pieces from. So I'm not really familiar with the colors. I think some of them came from the American Crafts packs that I had purchased. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do is I kind of prepped some of the pieces, and then I'm going to go over the colors, and then we'll go ahead and distress them together. So I want to start with my light pieces, and so the light ones that I did were the cross, or the little skeleton head and the crossbones, or whatever you call them. Right now it's early and I'm not all there. Oh brother. Okay, so I'm just gonna use, this is a Starlight Silver. I like to use this one on a lot of the white pieces, and then I'm just using the rounded dauber, and I don't really need, let's go this way. I don't really need this to be colored in. I just kind of wanted the edges done up. So you could do this if you don't have a silver. You could use like a blue, or you could just leave it. You don't even have to do anything to it. I just chose to kind of distress it a little bit, just to kind of give it a little. I thought these little Cutie KaToodles bats are just so darling. I want to use them on a little candy box I'm going to zoom in a little bit, you guys. So if you're on a cell phone and you're watching, if you come to your right corner, there should be a little box, and you can click on that. It'll give you the full screen. So I just needed that to do the little skull here. We'll put that back. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come in with another light color, and the eye I did the blue. And so I'm going to use the Bashful blue from stampinUp. And I'm just going to do this flat. Sometimes if we don't like holding the pieces up, you can kind of just come in. This rounded dauber works really well for that. I'm really liking these little rounded ones, so I just kind of did that. Or you can come in with a marker around the edge if you wanted, or if you like holding, you can just hold it and do that as well. Okay, so we've got the eyes pretty much done. We're done with that color, so I'm going to kind of move that out of the way. Okay, so that was pretty much all the blue we needed. Let's go ahead and do some of this green here. This is for the cupcake the bottom of the cupcake. So again, if you're not really wanting to fuss with these little pieces, you could always come in and do the glitter over all of them. But I'm going to just show you what I've done. So this one is the Stampin' Up's Certainly Celery. It's an older color, I think. So on these little pieces here, all I did was just do the edge. That's it. So we could come in again with a marker. So if you're not wanting to fuss with these and doing the distressing like this, you could just use your marker. We could always pull, I don't know if I have one that's even close to that. Let me see, just to kind of show you. So you could always just come in with the marker, hold it down, and just do your edge. And you'll get the same. So there, we'll just do that, okay? So that kind of just shows you, hey, you don't have to use the ink on these smaller pieces. You could use your markers. So we're pretty much done with the bottom of the cupcake. My next color I want to do, let's go ahead and just do the pink passion. This is a dark pink from Stampin' Up. And so I'm just going to do this cupcake. Let's ink that up. This is another old color. I'm sure they have colors that are close. If you're needing inks and you're new to all this, Stampin' Up has some really pretty colors. And if you're new and you don't want to like invest in the stamp pads, you could always do the smaller, the little stamps, you know, the little stamp pads. Okay, so we've got that one done. So let's put that aside. So I think that's all of that one that I need. So I'm done with the green and that one as well. So I'll just kind of move them out of the way. Okay, so let's see. The next color I'm going to do on that cupcake, I think I used the, I can't remember if I used the amethyst or the purple one on that. Let's see. I did. I think I used this one. So this one is close to my heart. It's an old one. I've had this one for so long. Oh my gosh. It's one of their older. So this color works good on the bottom as well of that cupcake because we really only need the bottom done. So you can kind of see that. So we'll put that there and that on top. So this color is the color, also the amethyst, is what I've used on all the body pieces. And so I used this color, and then I'll show you the other color I used as well. So this one here, all I did was take and kind of come around in a circular. And since I inked that up really good, it's really going to make the edges darker. But once we put it together, it's funny how that darkness kind of goes away, you know, you can't really see it as much. Sometimes I think I have them done up really dark, and then when I put it together, I'm like, I should have went darker, because I don't know why, but kind of just starts to blend in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to darken up these. I kind of want this one a little darker. All right. So now on the feet, this one you will see the whole foot. The other one you don't, so I kind of only did the sides. You don't even really need to do the toe area. And then, so that one there. And then the little toe, all I do is hold it down and come in. Now, if you don't want to use your hand, you could, or your finger, you can always use the little stiletto and kind of hold it and do like so. This one here is the little hand. Okay, and so we've got that done, I think. And then we have one of the ear. Okay, so I've got that one done. I'm going to do this other one because I think once I've used up, like when the inks, I just put the ink on this, it tends to be a little darker than when you're doing them all and then you use up a lot of the ink without putting it back in the ink pad. Okay, so I kind of wanted those a little darker. And this one here too. All right, so you're only really going to see that bottom part. I just want to make sure I got everything the way I want it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think I have everything done. Oh, the body. Oh, the body you don't really see, right? So we'll probably just see maybe a little bit up here. So we'll just leave that. Okay, so there's those pieces. So we've got that. So the next thing is, this is pansy purple. And this is another close to my heart. So I just did this one with the flat one. And I really loved the colors on this one. Okay. So we did that one. And then now for the little face part. So on the face, I did come around and do all the edges on this. I kind of came down. Okay. But now up here. So you could come in a little bit with that other amethyst color. And you can kind of, in a circular motion, kind of come in a little bit over that. And then just to the sides, because we're going to come in with some chalks and we're going to do those eyes. So that's kind of, so there we have that. Okay. And I think that's it. I think we're ready to go ahead and we're ready to put everything together. Let me just spritz my hand really quick. I think we've got everything. All right. So hopefully I don't have. Okay, so we're going to just use the art glitter glue. And did I pull my tool? Yeah, I did. And then I'm just using this Viker tool. This one I got on Amazon. You get a set of 2 of them. So I use this a lot to pick up my pieces. So the first thing we want to do when we're using the backer and we're going to set our pieces is, if you're not familiar with the layering process, you could always take and have a photo next to you and try to figure out like what's behind. And so the first thing I usually on a lot of them will start with is typically the ears and or the arms and the legs, and so those types of pieces. And sometimes you can't start that way, but for this one here we can. So because we know the ears are behind this head, and so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. All right, hopefully my glue will come out. It's been quite a few days since I've done any of the paper piecing. So I'm just going to take the ear and I want to just move it to cover the white. And sometimes if I don't cover the white, I could always come in a little bit with that color and or sometimes I'll snip the backer piece if I need to. But this one here, we're pretty good. Okay, so we'll just give that a nice little press. And then the little ears, the inner ear is going to go right about here. And so we'll just we can kind of move that up a little bit. Hopefully you can see. I'll zoom in a little more. Okay, oops. So we just want to make sure that we have enough room. So if you're not sure if the head is going to cover those little inner ears, you could always put that head on there. And then I'm going to come in with this color and get some of the white covered. Let's grab this other amethyst. So whoops, that one's a little darker. Okay. All right, so we have the ears on. So now we want to do our wings next. So that's going to be our the layering on here. We'll get these wings on, and then we'll put the arms on. Whoops. See how I have some white up here showing? I don't know why it did that. So I'm going to want to snip. I don't want to use those scissors. I want to use, I'm going to snip. We could just color that. I don't know why that did. Oops. Well, maybe not. Let's try the ink. There we go. So I'd rather have it come up here and cover than down here. And so if I needed to, I would have snipped that, but that's okay. We're going to just leave it. Let's see on this one if it'll do the same thing. No, wait a minute there. There, that one seemed to go on pretty good. So again, if you need, you could just bring in, this is I think this one's almost amethyst. And so this one's a little darker color, but okay. So again, you could snip if you needed. So now what I want to do is get the little arms, and you can barely see it. It's right there. So because the body, I think the body comes right about, let's get this on here. I'm going to just put this on the body so we can have that done. Because we need the arms and the body on. Okay, so we want these arms on first. You're not really going to see that body. So I'm thinking the arm kind of comes over here. And if you're not sure, where is the arm? If you're not sure, you could always take and put that head where you think that's going to go. And then try to get this where it's going to go. So I'm thinking we need it. Oops. Right about there. Just in case. Okay. So, oops. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. And then I'm just going to put the other one over here. Okay, and then this body piece. So the body needs to come down. Whoops. Boy, I'm having a heck of a time this morning. I don't know. Okay, let's see where that head rests on there. I'm almost thinking I'm right about here, but let's check that one more time. Yep, so that one's good. If you wanted the little belly, you could have brought that down a little bit. I think it's all going to be really covered, so most of it anyway. So I think that's good enough for me. So sometimes if we need to, we can use the pieces. So we've got the body on, and then let's go ahead and get this head on now. So I'm just putting the art glitter glue. You can use any glue, whatever glue that you tend to love using. I would just use that. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. So again, if I wanted, I could come in with that if I need to. Okay, I'm thinking that's okay. All right. So the next thing we need to do is put the right foot on, and we're gonna go ahead and do the face next. I think I want to get that done. I think that. So let's get this right foot on here. And so your little toes are going to come up and cover. Let's see if we can get. So we will be able to cover up, and this little white cupcake bottom goes there. Okay. So sometimes I just, like I told you before, is I'll try to get things. Oops. Come on. Okay. Where I know like the little toes will cover up. So. And then I'm not too concerned about that. I put a little indentation right here because I know this little piece covers that up. So sometimes, because you have to be careful on sometimes using the stiletto that you don't put indentations. And like the belly, you won't even see that because that'll be covered. So I wasn't too concerned with that. Let me see. That kind of... I could see that white right there, and I'm like, I'm gonna just do a little dark right here. Okay, that'll be fine. If I have to, I could come in with the marker too. So I had left a little white area right there that's kind of bugging me, but I think I'm gonna come in with some chalk and stuff and try to cover that up. Okay, so we have the right foot on. And so now what we want to do is let's go ahead and get our face done. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on. Okay. And I'm thinking I'm going to kind of put it like so. Okay, we can kind of just put that and then give that a nice little press. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some chalking on this face. So I'm just using some Stampin' Up pastels. These are the old ones. They're chalks that I purchased a long time ago from Stampin' Up. And so I'm just going to use that. And then I am using some brushes. This one here, I bought a set of 12 on Amazon. And you get a bunch of different sizes. So we're going to start with, let's go ahead and get the cheeks done up really quick. So on these cheeks, I went ahead and used some pinks. So I'm just going to grab some pink. And I'm going to do it on the purple, both purples. And hopefully you could see that. So I'm just going to do like so. Then I'm going to come in with a little darker pink. And you could even bring in a purple. So I think this purple is it's actually a lavender. And let me blow these off. Okay. So I did a lavender and some pinks on that. So up at the top, I'm going to use, I think this one's Lovely Lilac. almost looks like a grape to me, but so I'm going to come up here and just do a little bit and then just kind of dust that off. Okay. And so now we can go ahead and figure out where we want these eyes. And then also I did do the top of the nose, so you can use, just bring in a darker color. So this one here was the pansy. So I'm just going to use that one. So we can kind of figure out where we want our eyes, and really it's up to you. There's no wrong way to do this. I do my eyes the way that I like. And so I just kind of use that as a little guide to where I'm thinking I want to set the eyes. And then I'll bring them in. I'll move this down and out of my way. And so now these we can just move. So I like my eyes tilted up a little bit. So I like when the corners tilted. So you can kind of just do that. Or you can put them straight. It's really up to you. You'll figure out what works best. Or what you like best. So if you like them tilted, you can do them tilted a little bit. Sometimes I'll overlap them, but I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Let's see where this little guy will set once I get that on. Yep. So I'm kind of liking that. So I think I'm going to leave that. And then now I'm just pressing down, and then we do want to add the blue on. So we want to get our blue pieces on here. So now with this, you could bring it in, bring him up. It's really going to be up to you. So I'm going to leave some white up here showing. And same with this one. And so we'll kind of give that a little press. And then now we want to get the little pupil, the black parts on. And I'm going to bring that right about there. So I definitely don't want any indentations in these, pupils. So, and you can kind of just place them however you think they look cute. Okay, so I think that's how I'm going to leave them. Okay. So hopefully everything's dry. Now, the good thing about this little Viker tool is if you feel like you may have some glue, because you really want to make sure there's no glue around this eye. That way when we're using our micron pins, we won't ruin them. So I've got my eyes on. And so now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to use this angle brush. I bought this one at Michael's quite some time ago. I haven't looked on Amazon. They may have some, but this is the 1/8 inch. I like this one when I'm coming around the eyes. So I'm going to bring in some colors here. So I'm going to use some purples and lavenders to get that dark shading like you see. So this one here, we'll just kind of bring the color. I used some purples, and I'm going to use some black. And then just blow off the excess. Let's see if this color will work too. This is another purple. Oops. And if you get any on the white, you could just come in with a craft eraser and just blow that off. I don't want to smear it. Okay, so I'm going to use a little black. That craft eraser I've had for years. They were from Pebbles. I used to use them a lot when I did my card bases, because sometimes I would I would build the card up with the card base. I don't do that anymore. Now I just build the front and put it on a card base because I found that I was always getting something on the back of the card base. And so I kind of changed the way I did that. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good to me for right now, because now I'm going to do my eyelashes. And on my eyelashes, I'm going to go ahead and use the micron pen. This one's the 005. And so we're going to do the eyelashes on this. And so I just kind of curled them in and like in and up. So I do have some videos showing and really you could do them however you like. It's really, whoops. So sometimes when we're coming off the little edge, there we go. Okay. And then I'll just come back up here, and I can always come back and fill in if I need. Okay. So I think and I'm just kind of filling in. All right. And then, so now I'm going to come in. I'm just going to use this little brush and kind of come in and do some shading with some purple here. And also, I almost forgot. I wanted to, I'm thinking I'll use, let's see if this one works. I know, nope. I'm trying to think. So this is the 005. I'm going to come in and tie everything together with some liner. There we go. And so sometimes it's easier when they're upside down to get, that way you can get in there good. Okay, whoops. Okay, so I'm thinking that looks pretty good. So if you want more, you can just come in with some more color. You can, I'm using a purple, and then you can use a little bit of a black right here. And then just blow off the excess. Okay, so I'm thinking that looks good. So now we want to add the nose. And so we know that little nose is going to come right about here, right? You could always put it on the back of the nose. But I think that, whoops, see, I got a little bit up there. A little bit of glue. Okay. So I think that looks good. So now you can add some white. We'll add all our white right now, and then we'll finish up. So this is just a Posca paint pen. It's a 0.7 millimeter. I'm just going to add some little dots, a little line, like some little lines there, maybe some dots here. So I am going to add the dots on the eyes, even though I'm going to glossy accent them. Because once I put the glossy accents on, I come back in later and I can go over it. Okay, so there's that. We'll go ahead. Whoops. So that, let's see. I like when that line comes out. Okay, so we'll get some dots here and there. And I guess we'll add our little dots there. I added some there. I think I'm going to just add them. we'll just kind of get the ones that we want on here. So on the toes, I like to just do a little light line. You could add one here. Okay, I think that's it for that. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and get the cupcake and the left hand on. So we're going to build the cupcake. So on the bottom of the cupcake, if you want, you can use the green. Where'd my green go? So we're going to just kind of come in with the green. You don't have to do that, but so I'm going to put the cupcake on now. So this is the bottom. Oops. Let's see if I got that. Okay. So we've got the bottom on. Now we want to add these little green stripes. So I'm going to put a line there, probably one right here. One right here, and possibly there. And we're going to use this one first. So this one is the one that kind of comes down to a point. And then I'm just going to use the straight one that looks kind of, and then the other straight one. So you get kind of two that are even kind of, and then these other ones that are, they come down at an angle, you can kind of see. Okay, so push all those down. All right, so we have those on, and then we're gonna put, let's get the cupcake topper on. So we're kind of gonna put, so on this one here, to kind of make sure, however you're going to do it, you want to make sure, because you've got this little cross, or the little skull and the bones. So we want to make sure these bones are going to fit on there. I think they will, like that. Okay. So you can, that's kind of how I did that, just to make sure that everything would fit where it wasn't covering the face all the way. So let's bring this down as much. Okay. All right. So the next thing we want to do is get the little, let's get these guys on first. This is this one. I think I'm going to go, let's grab some of that glue. Okay. And it's hard for me to put the glue on the back of small pieces like that. So we could just try to do like so, and then just clean up whatever. It's kind of easier that way for me. Okay, let's see if that's gonna work. Yep, so I do like that, how that is. Okay, so I am gonna put the glue on the back of this. Kind of just bring that at an angle. There we go. I could have moved the bones, but I'm not too worried about that. So he does have some little eyes, so I just kind of did like that. And I did not do any distressing to these. And this little teeny nose, believe it or not, I almost wasn't going to use it and just draw it on, but I got it to, sometimes those teeny pieces, I just don't like working with. But I did pretty good, so. Oops. Probably should have added. There we go. Okay. So we've got that on. So now we can go ahead and add the hands on. So we're going to do that. So we only have this and the foot left. So I just put some glue on the back. And the other one's right here. So we'll just get this one. And this one we can kind of put like so. Okay. So I could have done the hand a little darker, but I didn't. Okay. So now I'm going to do the foot. And this will be our last piece. And then what we can do is add our little embellishing. And I'll just show you what I used on that. So we'll get these little toes on and the little pad for his little foot. Okay, super cute. So I'll start with the small one. And then this one next. And then that one. Okay. All right. And then we'll get our little, whoa, I think I primed it too much. Oh no. Let's see. See if I can do that. Oh, I could see why I had a little much coming. Oh well, off of there. Okay, and then for the hand, and then you could add some little down there. All right. Oh, let's get here, there. Okay, and then so the next thing I wanted to do is go ahead and I'm gonna add some. What did I add? Oh, this is the unicorn stickles. And then we're almost done. We'll do the eyes and we'll be finished. So I just added some in these little white areas. And I didn't worry if it got on the green. And then I also did just a tad on his eyes. And his little nose. So I did that. And then the next thing I did was the glossy accents. And then we're done. I think that's it. And so on this one here, if I turn them sideways sometimes, and sometimes. So I don't keep a pin in here anymore. I did that on my last one and it turned it brown. I didn't use the right one, so this one is for my glue. Let's see if that will get it to come out. I want to just get any bubbles out, so I kind of did that first. Okay, so now I'm just going to use the glossy accents on here. Oops, oh, I could see there's a bubble right there. You could always try to get it to move. Okay, and then same with, we'll just get this side done and then we're done. And then this will have to dry for a while, so I'll just set it aside. Super cute. I guess we could have added this one last down here because I just put my hand in it. But so I guess I would do that one last after doing the eyes. But super cute. So once the eyes dry, I'll come in with the marker, and I love the way that the paint just goes right on top. So easy. And so I do hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up, you guys. And I thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, you can drop those below. Any comments. I always love reading your comments. So thank you. And I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.